Good evening, people, and welcome to the Red Sea Hurricane video clip talk through.
Ooh, talk through.
Talk through, yeah, we're not walking anywhere, we're sitting quite comfortably, in fact.
On a crate.
I'm sitting on a Tom
Oh yeah,
case.
that's right.
Yeah, courtesy of Uncle Pete.
Anyway.
Alright, so I guess we should say a couple of words about the video clip. It was definitely many first of first. It was the first single of the new lineup with Scotty.
Yes.
The first video clip with Scotty, and the first video clip that our amazing frontwoman Erika directed.
And did an amazing job. So yeah, this one will always have like a special place in the heart, like Attila said, kind of very first song we wrote as a band together when I joined back in 2017. How time flies.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, fair to say we went all out with the production. First time we used drone shots, did outdoor locations.
Yeah.
As you can see,
Some drone footage right there. A very nervous Andrew with his drone out over the cliffs of Kernell, over the sea. He was sweating, and it wasn't just because it was like 34 degrees that day.
and it was.
Yeah, we were sweating.
In fact, we all got like really heavy sunburn after a couple of hours of playing in the rock. Yeah. So yeah, you will see some bit of a sex scene going on. That was in my unit, in my bed.
Attila couldn't wait to mention that.
I just couldn't wait.
So yeah, the first foray into Erika like directing the video clip and stuff. So this, as Attila mentioned, you know, didn't go in easy at all. It was over 2 weekends, 2 consecutive weekends, over 3 days and 4 locations.
Yeah,
one of which, Attila's place.
One of his, yeah, it's the unit where I still currently residing. Also, we got Kernel, we got Royal National Park, we got the streets surrounding where my unit is. I think that's probably all the locations.
Yeah. Feels like a fair bit of
we moved around
stuff.
a fair bit. Oh yeah, and we also went to Little Bay Beach very early hours of the morning to film like some of the hero shots, I should say.
Yeah. For the epic conclusion. So we'll get to that.
Epic conclusion. Yeah.
So yeah, day one was out in the cliffs of Kernell. Did all the band footage over about 2 or 3 hours.
Yep.
Lugging like Pete's drum kit over the rocks. Thankfully the car park wasn't too far away, but
yeah. But we definitely raised a couple of heads with the the Saturday crowd coming for a walk around the cliff face, and like, what is this guy doing here?
Yeah.
There's some head burn out there.
Okay.
You remember? I think we have to.
Yeah, I gotta go back
We
to
have
that.
to go and.
There's a bit of a story for this one. Wait, so alright. I'll kind of pause it there. So this is after we kind of did the filming in Attila's apartment, and then we was like, okay, now we've got to do the getaway scenes, kind of. So this is Erika's lovely Ford Mustang, and you know, so around the back in the laneways near Attila's place, and filming all these scenes, and then we've got to get the footage of the car kind of taking off. And so I believe Erika was doing the driving, and Kayla was in the passenger seat. You know, we had lookouts everywhere at the corners, making sure there was no traffic coming along. Very safe. And you know, I was kind of spotter on the phone, kind of communicating, kind of like walkie-talkie style to Erika what was going on. And so, you know, we got this footage, car taking off, and like right in front of me, like I see like all this dirt and dust and stuff picking up underneath the wheels spinning, and I was like, oh! And then
that freaked Erika out a bit.
like, Erika freaked the hell out. It's like not very good form on my part. It's just yeah. So Erika's like, oh my god, what happened? Like, you know, do I need to stop? Do I need to come back? Like, have I hit something? Yeah, and you know, took me a while to find my words, and I was like, we've got to get this on camera. You know what I saw, and the result is that right there. That was very cool.
Oh yeah, so I guess another crucial part of the whole video clip, and I guess the whole story about the video clip, you know, is the kind of Bonnie and Clyde, you know, like right there as you can see, and you know, the whole video clip is basically the story behind them, you know, like he gets hold of a fair bit of money in you know, questionable ways, and basically they got it wrong. And so when we had the storyboard, we were thinking like, who should we ask? Who should we really get to this role? And
I think pretty
I
quickly.
think in a heartbeat, basically, just all
Yeah.
of us like looked at each other and like Zach and Kayla would be the perfect couple for this, you know.
Yeah.
And Zach and Kayla, you know, are dear friends of ours. You know, we know them for years and years. You know, we used to play like on the same nights in different bands. Like Zach used to play in a band called Acid Nymph. We used to play a fair bit like on the same bill, and we just knew that they are perfect. You know, like they got matching tattoos. You know, they are a hot couple, and they just, you know, got the looks for, you know, like exactly this. You know, the sort of the Bonnie and Clyde of our story. The only problem was that they moved to Queensland, and
Which we didn't know at the time. It was like, oh, let's hit them up and see what
Yeah.
they think. And then we found out they're in Queensland. It's like, oh, shit. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And I guess the conclusion was that, well, you know, if they are the perfect ones, well, let's just fly them down for a weekend. Put them up for, you know, put them up for the weekend, have a shoot the video clip, and we asked them if they would be up for it, and I'm so glad they did say yes, because I guess without them the video would not be what it become, you know, what it became. Yeah.
Did an awesome job.
Yeah,
With,
awesome
like,
job.
you know,
Jeez,
no
guys.
acting experience, but nailed it. It was awesome. And the dedication.
I
like,
think because
it's
they
an awesome
just
weekend too.
naturals, you know, like,
Yeah.
and then hands down, you know, I think we can all say that it's like probably one of the best weekends, you know, of our lives, and like most certainly as like our lives as, you know, Brett C. Definitely, weekend that we'll never forget. Some good times there, some feel good.
So yeah, as was mentioned before, it was like 4 locations. So there with the car, kind of driving through. Oh, there's another story. There's so many stories for this, and I don't know if we've got time to go through them all. It's well, I guess like the car driving through. That's the Royal National Park, and again we've got the drone footage and Erica driving. Andy was in the passenger seat flying the drone, and they're kind of capturing the footage as the car kind of goes through. Amazing footage over the trees, but you know, there was a scare with the drone as it got low on battery, and it was out over the bush, and made an attempt to go fly back to its like point of like takeoff. It was like, oh, I'm low on battery. I'm gonna try and like fly against the wind, which like just made the battery drain faster. So yeah, I'll kind of wrap that up there, but very close to losing a multi-$1,000 drone. It's epic.
Oh yeah, this is sort of I guess getting close to the conclusion, you know. Unfortunately, he's not gonna make it. Basically, they tried very hard, they drove very, very fast on those roads, but
Yeah, so he got caught up in some shady shit, or maybe not. I don't know. Just
probably.
who knows? Well, what do you think happens in this video clip? What's your interpretation of it all? Let us know.
Exactly. Drum intensifies. Indicates that this is our end of the story.
The conclusion. So this is the
conclusion.
footage at Little Bay. That's back at Kernel. So much happening.
I guess this
Yeah, let's pause it
scene,
there.
definitely worth another little story time, cause to get this scene right, we had to go to the beach like at really early hours in the morning to get the early morning sunlight, I guess, which, you know, just works wonderfully on the camera. And because the camera zooms out like we actually, you know, as you probably guessed, but we done it with a drone, and so as the drone was pulling up, Kayla had to be rather far in the water, like, so as the camera pulls up, like, you don't see anything else. And so we had multiple we had multiple attempts, you know, to try to make it safe. We did try it with the bodyboard, like put her on the bodyboard. We did try to sort of like, I was holding the bodyboard from below. It didn't quite work, so we actually just had to basically, well, only way it's gonna work and look good if we let you be there, like sort of alone, lying out in the freezing cold water, like early hours in the morning, in this white wedding dress that basically acts like as if you would have like dumbbells like tied on you, and
so she's wearing
just
a wedding
pulling
dress,
you down,
drenched, and that's just like constant, so much weight pulling her down. So just to stay afloat, like, was no
basically,
easy feats.
and on top of that, like, she wasn't quite comfortable in the open water. So it was definitely a very character building and very defying, fear defying moment for her, but we managed to get this shot. And so when we finally, you know, like got out from the water, like she was trembling, and well, some of you, you know, who probably know me a little bit closer, you know, like know my love of schnapps. And so I thought that, you know, it's gonna be a really good thing that, well, before we go into the cold water, you know, have a shot or two schnapps, because, you know, it's gonna give you that little bit of warmth. And so I offered it her in the beginning, but she said like, nah, you know, I don't want to have a schnapps before I go in the water, like, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning. Very reasonable, you know, I wasn't that reasonable, but anyway, that's a different story. And so, like, when we got out from the water, it's like, yeah, she was really shaking. And she was asking like, oh, so can you give me that bottle now? I said, oh, sure,
Actually,
here you go.
Quick correction. It's like, oh, need some water. Can we have some water? It's
No,
like,
that's not what she said. No, she said, can you give me that bottle now? Well, because the schnapps was in a water bottle. And so I said, sure, here, have a drink. She was asking for a drink. I gave her a drink. And she basically just took a big swig, like, as she was drinking with water. And very quickly she figured out, oh, that wasn't water.
No. So yeah, that was
Fun
that was the
times.
conclusion of filming. Actually, that was the last shot.
That was the last scene, and
So-
we had some amazing catering by my lovely missus. We had a little tent, we had some champagne, and yeah, we had a bit of swim and
a bit of celebration afterwards.
afterwards, and we were all like patting our back, and you know, Scotty here, the big softy, was like I guess like most of us, you know,
I bawled
like,
my freaking eyes out, man. It was a beautiful
we were
moment.
just looking at this shot, like, and the camera pulls out, and just that's it. Everybody was like tearing up and this and that. So, yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, there's a talk through of Hurricane, and that's just scratching the surface. So
Of all the fun times we had making it, and
absolutely.
yeah, hopefully you're gonna have the same fun times next time you're gonna have a look at this video with a little bit of in-depth knowledge about the behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
Should be right.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Catch you next
cheers,
time.
legend.